Elizabeth Lawrence once said, "There is a garden in every childhood, an enchanted place where the colors are brighter, the air softer, and the mornings more fragrant than ever again." Good evening, President, Toastmaster of the Day, fellow Toastmasters, and my dear guests. Welcome to the 198th meeting of the ICG Toastmasters Club. I'm Stuti Gaitonde, and today we are going to be transported back in time to what can only be described as the happiest place on earth, childhood. A glass of cool tang after an entire day of playing outside in the scorching sun. The thrill of wearing colored clothes to school on your birthday. Dancing outside in the rain without a trace of worry. Childhood was truly a fairy tale of its own. We were the protagonists, and the entire world was ours. Today, we shall all reminisce the sweet innocence of this truly magical fairy tale. Before we embark on this nostalgic ride, I would like to begin by reading the mission statement of our club. The mission of a Toastmasters Club is to promote communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. I would also like to mention that we do follow certain ground rules in our meetings, which are as follows. Kindly ensure that all your cell phones are switched off, and in case you've logged in from your cell phone, ensure that it's on silent mode. Please mute yourself once you've finished speaking. Please ensure that you are in an area with less noise and less disturbance, and also one that has good internet connectivity. Lastly, if you do suddenly find yourself logged out during the meeting, please do rejoin. With this, we are now ready for our trip back in time. Sit back and relax, as I would now like to hand over to the dynamic president of our club, Toastmaster Neeru. Toastmaster Neeru, what would you say is your funniest childhood memory?
The funniest would be like as a child when I tried learning riding a bicycle. And you people have not seen the open nalas here in Goa, but in North we have the open nalas. So my funniest childhood memory is that all my friends around, one guy trying to teach me how to ride a bicycle, and I take the bicycle rightly into the open nala. So that is the funniest part of my childhood, probably. And I need not say that I never touched a bike again. And I have never been able to learn riding a bike. Thank you so much, Stuti. And what to say, I was so damn excited about this meeting today because it's after a long time we are meeting. And you have really started the meeting with the true sense of happiness, because you made me remember my own childhood by this chirpy approach to the SAA role. Thank you so much for that. And as you've rightly said, that childhood is probably the best part of our life, which really creates beautiful memories. We all agree with it. And today, let's see how it goes, how many memories come back, and how we reminisce upon our childhood days. Before that, I welcome you all to our 198th meeting. I'm so happy to see so many guests around. I would like to interact with the guests, but before that, I would like to welcome our area director, Toastmaster Nigel, because in this meeting, we have so many happy things to share. Our area director, Toastmaster Nigel, please, I may hand it over to you to share our happiness with you, and you share your happiness with us.
Thank you so much, President. Thank you so much, President Neeru. Am I audible and visible?
Yes, you are.
Perfect. Good evening, everyone. To all of you that have come here, I am the area director, but only for a month more. So there's going to be a new area director. I'm coming to the end of my term, but I have to say I am a very proud area director, In particular, and don't I make sure that this message doesn't go to the other clubs, but in particular because ICG Toastmasters Club has been one of my clubs in my area. Now, ICG has achieved a lot in this entire year. A lot of the members have participated in the entire discourse, but there's one person that has stood tall among all of us. She's gone on to represent not just a club, not just the area, even the division at the district contest recently held, and that was Toastmaster Sharmila. So just wanted to let all of you know Toastmaster Sharmila climbed up the ladder and represented us at the international speech contest that was recently held. A lot of you might not know that this is a very rare feat. It is almost as rare as a shooting star. And so that is why when you see somebody go up, it is a matter of pride and great joy for every single Toastmaster in Goa. So Toastmaster Sharmila, congratulations, but more importantly, thank you for showing all of us that it is possible to go up, it is possible to put on a great show at a contest like the International Speech Contest. I'd like to request all of you all to unmute yourselves and please clap for Toastmaster Sharmila.
Thank you, Nigel. रुलाओगे क्या? Thank you so much. You've really made me feel so good. Beautiful words. And honestly, I didn't even realize that I've done such a big thing. But when you say put it like that, I guess I did a pretty good thing. So thank you for that. I'm really happy that I have brought ICG's name up. You know, for me, that was really very important, very honestly speaking. More than for me, it was for my club that I did this. And I'm so happy that my club's name has come up to the district level. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sharmila. It is absolutely correct that the ICG club's name has been ranking high in the district's award list. And the reason for that is not just because of Toastmaster Sharmila. It's because every single member, but more in particularly, even the ExCom has been at work right through the entire year. For those of you that have never taken an ExCom role, one of my mentors told me that if you see a club not functioning properly, it is because its ExCom is not functioning properly. And the opposite of that is true. If you see no glitches in a meeting, that means the ExCom is putting twice as hard effort in every single meeting that takes place. And so if all of you have enjoyed the meetings this past year, it's only because at the helm of affairs, we had the president, the dynamic Toastmaster Niru, but we've also had a team of members that contributed their bit to make sure that the meetings were fun. So first up, there were a few awards that were won by them. One of it is definitely the VP Ed, the man who stands tall as the VP Ed of ICG Toastmasters Club, that's Toastmaster Gajanan. Toastmaster Gajanan, could we all unmute ourselves and clap for Toastmaster Gajanan? Toastmaster Gajanan has won the award for the Pathway Star, wherein he is a member that has completed one path between July and 1st July and 15th April, and he's also mentored 2 members of his own club. And Toastmaster Gajanan has also won the Excellence in Education Award. That is an award that is given to the VP Ed for carrying out his role eloquently during the entire meeting. So Toastmaster Gajanan, wherever you are, I can't see you on my screen.
He cannot switch on because he's at workplace.
Perfect. Okay, no problem. Secondly, we also have Toastmaster Vishwaja, who is one of the youngest and most dynamic Toastmasters in the Toastmasters fraternity in Goa. Toastmaster Vishwaja, I've had the privilege of working with her, and one thing that I've noticed is beyond just being creative, she's also consistent. So that is something that a lot of people start off at the start of the year with great gusto, getting what they want to do, but they don't stick till the end. Toastmaster Vishwaja has been awarded the Transparency in Administration for keeping all the minutes of the meeting in place and everything of the club in order till the end of the term. And she was also the convener for the division contest that recently got over, which was probably the fastest contest ever. That's an inside joke.
Thank you.
Okay. Now, moving on to a couple of more club awards that were given to the club as a whole. We've had the Pristine Club Award, the Shining Club Award, the Smedley Club Award, the Talk Up Toastmaster Club Award, and the Leading Club Award. All these awards were given to ICG Toastmasters Club. In short, the Smedley was to add 5 new members. You had the Leading Club Award was to add 5 more new members to the club. Sorry, it was to have your 7 officers that were trained at the Toastmaster Leadership Training Program in both the cycles of our terms. And we also had a few of the other awards, the Pristine, Shining Smedley, Talk Up Toastmasters, and the Leading Club Award. So these all awards, total in 8, have been awarded to the ICG Toastmasters Club. I'd like to congratulate once again Toastmaster Niru for being at the helm of all of these, and to each and every one of you ICGians for taking part and making sure that this club shined throughout the entire year. So thank you, congratulations, and over to you, Toastmaster Niru.
Thank you so much, Area Director Toastmaster Nigel. Rather, I should be the one saying thanks to you, because all these achievements wouldn't have been possible without your guidance and your support. You have been with us all throughout. And I would like to extend the congratulations to each and every member of our club. It's not only the ExCom, it's each and every member who has contributed to the achievements of our club. So congratulations to all of us. And thanks a lot, Toastmaster Nigel, for being with us and for honoring us by announcing all the achievements. Thank you so much. And my personal congratulations to Toastmaster Sharmila for representing our club, for taking our club to such great heights. Thank you. Now to talk about today's meeting. And as I have few guests in the room, I would like to just say a few words about this great organization, which is Toastmaster International. It was basically founded around 95 years back by our founder, Ralph Smedley, with the only intention of helping few of his friends or maybe youngsters around to develop their communication and leadership skills. And today, I'm so proud to say that I am one of the members, around 358,000 members around all over the world. And right now we have some 16,000 plus clubs spread around 143 countries. And it is still a non-profit educational organization. The only aim for all the clubs is to help each other to develop their communication and leadership skills. So all those guests who have joined today, just to look at it, that what it is the greatest place to be if you want to really learn in a fun environment. So please do join in whenever you are comfortable. Today's meeting. Now, as you all have seen, that agenda has been shared in the chat. So it is pretty obvious that it's a formal kind of meeting. So to carry forward the meeting, every meeting, we have one person among us who's known as Toastmaster of the Day. As you have seen, the theme, Once Upon a Childhood. Now, if a child among us has shared this theme, so that makes me really old, because the Toastmaster of the Day is the youngest among us, who is Toastmaster Shantanu. I can give his introduction as a perfect blend of genes between the power couple, Toastmaster Sharbala and DTM Umesh. But I would like to introduce him in my own way. I met him around 2 years back during his elder brother's wedding. And he was beaming from ear to ear, jumping around, his pleasure and happiness just oozing out. And I really thought he was some teenager, like 14, 15 years old, whereas he was slightly elder than that. And when he went up to the stage to dance, there is that saying that he really put the stage on fire. So Toastmaster Shantanu, whenever we have the physical meeting, we want you to dance. Okay? Now, I really am happy about the theme today because we all know that going back to the happy memories is always good. And during this time, I should not be saying about that. We all are craving for some happiness. So over to you, Toastmaster Shantanu. Take us back to our childhood.
Thank you, President Niru. I'll do just that. And I hope by the end of the meeting, everyone's really back to the childlike state because we really need that.
I'm really sure about that. And best wishes for your debut role as Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you. Once upon a childhood, when listening to it from far, might just sound like any other phrase. However, when we delve into it more deeply, we realize that this three-word phrase has such a binding impact on our lives and speaks so much about who we are and what we've become. Each of us here live our lives in an almost similar way. We wake up, log into our meetings, have lunch, watch our favorite TV shows, run to the supermarket, and then it's back to square one all over again. But do we ever remember how it was like all those years back? Those simple and carefree days when everything seemed so simple and everything looked so achievable, when our biggest problems would be that we had forgotten our pencil box and our biggest fears were our parents scolding over something silly and soon to be forgiven. Oh, how we miss those days. If we could just get a glimpse of it now and escape from our ever so mundane lives. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and esteemed guests. Welcome to our 198th ICG Toastmasters meeting, where we will all reminiscence a bit of our childhood and perhaps bring smiles to each and every one of our faces, something we desperately need in these circumstances. I, Shantanu Umesh, will be your Toastmaster of the day and guarantee you that by the end of the meeting, all of you will have returned to your childlike selves, at least for this short while. Without further ado, let's get into the meeting. A typical Toastmasters meeting is divided into three sections: the prepared speeches, table topics, and general evaluation. To me, the prepared speech segment is like one's childhood, where we take our studies seriously, mug up for our exams, and get even stressed to make everything perfect. In the same way, our speakers today have really slogged the past few weeks to make their speeches perfect. The table topic session is like our teenage days. We want to have fun, take risks, fumble, fall down, and then get back up. Table topics will do just that. It might seem scary and something new, but in the end, it's surely worthwhile. The final and most critical section, the general evaluation, is like what I think adulthood is all about. I see my parents and most of you taking life's decisions seriously, taking advice from friends and mentors, and learning from your mistakes. General evaluation can be daunting at times, but it helps you to follow the right path. Further on, in every Toastmasters meeting, there are three strong pillars, without whom a meeting would just fall apart, just like my family members, without whom I'm pretty sure I would have fallen apart long back. The first role player is the grammarian, a role I relate to with my mother. Like a grammarian, my mother, throughout my life, has stressed upon the importance of proper English. Today's grammarian is Toastmaster Nilofer, who is going to do just that. May I now call upon Toastmaster Nilofer to explain her role.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Mr. Shantanu. Good evening, everyone, fellow Toastmasters and the guest. As once quoted by James Hume, the art of communication is a language of leadership. Thus, language is a very important part of getting connected with people. As grammarian today, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all speakers, listening carefully to their language usage. I'll take a proper note of any improper language as well as any outstanding words, quotes, saying, or thought. As grammarian, it is also my duty to introduce the word of the day. For today's meeting, the word is reminiscence, which means a story told about past event remembered by the narrator. An example of using the word is, he entertained us with reminiscence of his childhood, or there is a reminiscence of her mother in the way she speaks. Each speaker is encouraged to use the word of the day. I will give the grammarian report when called upon during the meeting and also report the usage of word of the day. Thank you, everyone. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nilofer. The next pillar is the timer, who I relate to very much with my father. The ear-numbing alarms at 6:06 in the morning are enough to prove my point. The timer for today is Toastmaster Vishwesh. Earlier on, I had asked the role players a common question, which was, what exactly was that naughty incident from their childhood which makes them smile even to this day? When he was a little kid, in order to appease his inquisitive behavior, he was told by his parents that babies were born when parents created a concoction of all the sweets and goodies available in the kitchen. I do hope that that theory isn't still in his mind, but may I now request him to explain his role?
Good evening, everyone. There are only a few times in life when hearing the words, wow, that's so long, will excite people. Most often, though, hearing about a meeting that went too long won't bring a smile to your face. Similarly, a speech that goes too long will certainly not make you happy. My role as the timer today is to make sure that things remain within their limits. I shall keep track of the speeches indicating the time with the following colors. Prepared speeches last between 5 to 7 minutes. At 5 minutes, I shall wave the green card. At 6 shall be the yellow, and at 7 shall be the red. Icebreakers last between 4 to 6 minutes. So at 4 minutes, it will be the green, 5 would be the yellow, and 6 would be the red card. Table topics last between 1 to 2 minutes. So 1 minute would be the green card, 1.5 would be yellow, and 2 would be the red card. Finally, evaluations last between 2 to 3 minutes. So green at 2, yellow 2.5, and red at 3 minutes. I'll present my report to the general evaluator when called upon at the end of the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vishwesh. The third role player is the hour counter, like my older brother, who always keeps me on the straight path. Our hour counter is Toastmaster Judy, who, when asked about her naughty incident, said that when she was young, at one of her father's parties, she somehow managed to pour a bottle of gold spot all over the host's wife's low-cut blouse. And apparently, since then, neither has she ever drank gold spot, nor been allowed to come close to anyone from that family ever again. May I now request her to explain her role?
Good evening, everyone. Am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah, you're audible.
Okay, I'm so sorry. I got kicked out of the meeting because of my internet connection and I'm not able to put on my video. So please bear with me. Thank you, Toastmaster, today. Today's theme had me reminiscing about my bratty childhood, as Shantanu has so kindly pointed out. And how every time we had guests, it would be, Juni, come recite that poem. Juni, come sing that song. And nothing but would come out with a grand finale of Mama. To which my forever hour counter, my mother, would always say, what is this Ayanam you're doing? Go ahead. Good evening, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I'm Toastmaster June and your gleeful hour counter for this evening. My role entails taking note of crutch words, phrases, and sounds that take away from the fluency of your speech, like and, well, so, you know, and sounds like and So without further ado, let's sail forth on the boat of reminiscence. I wish you all smooth sailing today, and I'll make my report at the end of the speech. Thank you, Toastmaster, today.
Thank you, Toastmaster Juni. Let's now start with our first phase in life, which is our childhood, or rather, the prepared speech section. Our first speaker for the day is Toastmaster Tanya. All the speakers were asked a common question, which was, what was that personal belonging of theirs that has brought them a lot of happiness in their childhood and why? Toastmaster Tanya's answer was colors, as owing to her creative self, when she was a child, colors and drawings were her passion, which has now turned into a profession, something she connects with at such a deep level. May I now call upon her evaluator, Toastmaster Stuti, to read out the objectives of her speech.
It's your first day of school, and the teacher calls you to the front of the class to introduce yourself. You're standing there in front of all of your peers, their eager eyes fixed on you and their faces beaming with the joy of getting to know a new friend. In Toastmasters, this is exactly what an icebreaker is. An icebreaker is a foundational project designed to introduce a member to their club. Toastmaster Tanya will be giving her icebreaker today, which is her first project in the first level of her pathway, strategic relationship. The purpose of this project is for the member to introduce herself to the club and learn the basic structure of public speech. Toastmaster Tanya, the stage is yours.
Toastmaster Tanya, are the timer cards visible to you?
Sorry? Yeah, I can see it.
Can you flip the cards timer?
Sorry, I can see it gray right now. What do you want me to do?
Or can the timer switch the cards?
No, I think it's a timer, Shantanu. So the moment a time turns like.
Okay, fine. Okay, fine. Okay, then. Okay. Toastmaster Tanya is doing her level 1, project 1 icebreaker. And her speech title is Take a Chance. Take a chance, Toastmaster Tanya.
Should I start?
Yeah.
Okay. A famous author, Nishant Manwal, once said, be passionate about your life. Learn to live a life without the fear of failing. Take a chance and you might just surprise yourself. What he actually meant was never regret taking a chance, even if you fall on your face. It's better to know that you've tried and failed rather than thinking of the great what if. Greetings to our Toastmasters and all the esteemed guests present here. Tonight, I am going to introduce myself to you. I am Tanya or Tanya Dayanand Redkar, officially named on 16th March 1996. I was born as the first child to two individuals who once fought to be together, only because they belonged to two different religions. But guess what? They took that chance and they won. My childhood has been filled with celebrations of all religions, and the harmony couldn't be any more beautiful. My parents always taught me that humanity is the first religion, and that is what keeps us bonded. I spent my childhood daydreaming endlessly, which I still do. Daydreaming, you heard me right. And to support that, I'm a Pisces. And all you Pisces out here in the meeting will definitely relate to this exceptional quality that we have. I spent my childhood scribbling on the walls of my house that my mother has still preserved as a memory. If you had met that 6-year-old Tanya, she was one of those kids who would love climbing coconut trees. But sadly, only a quarter. And then fight for a cricket bat, which she would not even pick up. My mother always persuaded me to try each and everything in school. But I had that fear of speaking and failing. She always told me, just take that chance, no, Tanya. It's okay if you fail. But if you participate, you will get a bar of chocolate. And with this bar of chocolate, I would give it a chance. And guess what? More often than I would win. I could see the excitement on my mother's face every time she would prep me up for each and every competition in school. And the joy when I would win. Everything was going fine until something happened. Guess what? I grew up. And there I was making an important choice or a decision of my life, my career path. Since I was very creative and everybody knew about it, everyone was like, Tanya, yeah, you are a very creative kid. You should become an artist. But I thought this is not a safe option. Having born in this materialistic world and a forward-thinking world where only engineers and doctors were two professions that were easy to understand and was very much glamorized by Hindi cinema, I thought I should not take a chance on anything different. So I thought I'll follow the usual flock of sheep because I loved maths and this would be a piece of cake. Sadly, it was not. I made my passion, that is arts, my side project. My teenage years took me from the world of science on how two atoms could create a molecule, just like solving problems could create solutions. For the love of solving problems, I found myself gravitating towards computer engineering. But then I had a complaint. Why am I not seeing my outputs in black and white screen? That was the only thing I could see, and not colorful screens. My first internship in Codeplay drew me to a new direction. I found myself gravitating towards design and the harmony it could create. I believe learning together is the biggest superpower we can do to drive change. That curious kid in me didn't stop there. Just for the sake of giving chance, I started doing everything and anything. After 4 years of engineering, I realized that this is not meant for me. I decided to pursue my passion, arts, and combine it with my love for technology. After graduation, I moved to Bangalore, my second home. And there I was, taking a chance on something that I'd never studied or tried before. I didn't know whether I'll fail or pass. After 3 months of self-learning design, nagging people to teach me stuff, there I was transitioning myself from a computer engineer to a user experience designer. Another interesting fact about me is that I love traveling. And I recently did something adventurous. I went on a vacation travel, which nobody in my office knew. It was one of the most unique and amazing trips ever. And I'm looking to do more of this. And even when I'm saying this, I'm thinking of being a freelancer and a traveler. I'm taking a chance. I want to conclude saying that it's never too late to create a life you want for yourself. Try everything, even the things you feel you are not capable of, and it may do wonders. So do you want to take that chance and be great, or do you want to just be good? That's up to you. So ladies and gentlemen, presenting to you user experience designer, a part-time backpacker, and an aspiring TEDx speaker, Tanya Redkar. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Tanya. That was a wonderful speech. We will now have a minute's silence where all the members and guests can give their individual feedback to the speaker in the chat box.
Toastmaster
Also, shall we
Shantanu,
all
if I may.
stand and give her a standing
Yes,
ovation?
standing ovation.
Yeah. We forgot about that.
Thank you.
This is for Tanya doing her first speech, her icebreaker. Congratulations.
Thank you.
We now move on to the next speaker, Toastmaster Yash. May I now call upon his evaluator, Toastmaster Ashish, to read out the objectives of his speech.
Hi, can you hear me? Good evening. Toastmaster Yash is doing his level 2 strategic relationship, and the title of his speech today is Susagad Goikar. The purpose of his project is for the member to identify his own cultural identities and the stereotypes that impact others' perception of him. Yash, the screen is all yours. All the best.
Toastmaster Yash, is the timer visible to you?
I actually don't want the timer because I will be sharing my screen also.
Oh, okay, fine. Yes.
Good.
Toastmaster Yash, your speech title is Susegad Goenka. Susegad Goenka, Toastmaster Yash.
Most of us have heard the statement that India has a rich cultural heritage, or that Hindus don't consume beef because they consider cows to be sacred in their religion. Or we as Goans must have definitely heard the statement that Goans are Susegad. Haven't we all? And all these three statements, in some way or the other, are generalizing on a group of people, either in the form of their culture or a stereotype that is based against them. So let us find out through this journey of 6 minutes along with me, how these two terms, that is culture and stereotype, interrelated to each other. A very good evening, respected Toastmasters and dear guests present here today. Definition of culture, according to Merriam-Webster's dictionary, is a complex 50-word definition, and I don't want to bore you all with the same. I have simplified it with just 2 words. Just remember the words familiar and acceptable. Anything in this world that is acceptable and familiar to a group of people is called as a culture. And to get it more in your head, to simplify it even further, I have a few pictures which I have taken personally, which I would like to share along with you. The first picture I've taken personally in 2019 when I was in Dubai with my family, and reminiscing about my time in Dubai. This picture was taken during a traffic jam, and why I took this picture was because I could see that all the cars have lined up properly, leaving proper safe distance between each other, and none of the vehicles are crossing the dividing line. This was something which was not familiar to me, hence I took this particular picture. Because what I have usually seen in my life is something like this. Like in cars, people hugging each other, and God alone knows how many lanes the cars have formed. The second is a reference picture which I have taken of people in the United States waiting in a queue at a grocery shop. At the checking out counter. And the same queue, if it were to be in India, it would look something like this. And that too, this is a recent picture taken during the pandemic itself. You can see people wearing the masks. And my dear friends, I'm not showing you all these 2 pictures to show India in a bad light or anything, but these are generalized examples of how we as Indians perceive something to be very familiar and accept something. This is 2 terms remind you of something. Yes, culture, right? It has become a part of our Indian culture. Hence, we find it to be very normal. Coming next to the topic of stereotype, which is basically a misrepresentation of overgeneralized belief on how people of another culture behave with one another. Again, I have a somewhat discomforting personal experience on this particular front. When I was doing my internship at Goa Medical College, I had to go to Ahmedabad for a medical conference. And when I was attending the same, I found a particular person who was sitting next to me in the auditorium hall. I thought I'll introduce myself to him. So I went up to him and I introduced myself. Hi, I am Dr. Yash and I'm from Goa. As soon as I said the word Goa, the person replied to me by saying, Goa! Wow, the land of the beach, booze, and bikini. I've never been to Goa. And after a small pause, he just nudged me on the shoulder and he was like, dude, you have some stuff on you? And here I am, not knowing what to reply to this gentleman who, in the first 10 seconds of me introducing to him, has already generalized that I am a Susegad hobo who wakes up in the morning, opens a pint of beer, goes on the beach to look at semi-clad women, and goes to sleep at night with a nice high. And all during the same, I am trying to restrict conversation with this particular person just because of that one stereotype. And who could have said this particular gentleman could have actually been a well-mannered gentleman with whom I could have had a genuinely good conversation. But just because of that one stereotype, even a well-intentioned conversation has gone down the hill. So hence it is beneficial for us, especially as Toastmasters, to try and get to know about the person and not let a stereotype define the person for you. So I have a few tips for all of you all to become effective communicators. The first tip, my dear friends, is give opportunity to the people to express themselves and their beliefs. And the most important fact is you have to listen to them without any judgment and without any stereotype. Example, that same gentleman in Ahmedabad, if he were to reply to me as, wow, you're from Goa. I've never been to Goa, but I would love to hear about Goa from a localite like yourself. Me, I would have been so very excited that even to an unknown person, I would have opened up very freely and told him about my loving Goa even more. See the contrasting difference, my dear friends? The second example, do your prior research and be aware of your surroundings. Because all the greetings and etiquettes that we consider as normal might not necessarily be looked up upon in certain cultures. Rather, it might be looked down upon in some cultures. Third tip, when it comes to language differences, when you know that the other person has a different mother tongue than yours, be very careful with the words that you use. Ask for clarifying questions, avoid slang, avoid idioms, and be very careful of with humor. With these 3 tips, my dear friends, let us lead ourselves by example and break the shackles of stereotypicity and go out in the community and let us show the people that Goa is a lot more than just beaches, booze, and bikinis. And I, for one, will never agree to the statement that we Goans are Susegad, because I consider that we are not Susegad, and there's a lot more to Goa. What is your opinion on this, my dear friends? Something for you all to ponder upon. Thank you. Have a good evening.
Thank you, Toastmaster Yash. I think that was an eye-opening speech. And so we can have another minute silence so that all the members and guests can give a bit of feedback to him.
Vishwesh, for the next speakers, can you do the same timing like you did for Tanya? Because that was really good.
Yes, ma'am. Since he was sharing the screen here, I couldn't do that. But yeah, for the other speakers, I'll be sharing
Correct. Fine. Thank you.
Our third speaker for the day is Toastmaster Kriya. And when asked about her most cherished belonging, she said it was cars. As when she was a kid, her most loving memories were of her with her dad, visiting different places in Goa, such as beaches, churches, temples, and the like. She has passed down this liking to her own kids and drives around the city with them in order to connect with her own childhood days. May I now call upon her evaluator, Toastmaster Pooja, to read out the objectives of her speech.
Good evening, friends. My speaker, Toastmaster Kriya. Am I audible? Hello?
Yes, you're audible.
Am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible.
Okay, fine. My speaker, Toastmaster Kriya, is doing her level 1 project 3 with speech title, Don't Limit Yourself, with path presentation mastery, timing 5 to 7 minutes. The purpose of the speech of this project is for the member to learn or review basic research methods and present a well-organized, well-researched speech on any topic. Toastmaster Kriya Don't limit yourself. Toastmaster Kriya.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pooja.
Toastmaster Kriya, is the timer visible to you?
Yeah, but I'll be sharing the screen.
Okay, fine. Okay.
That's fine.
So Toastmaster Kriya, don't limit yourself. Don't limit yourself, Toastmaster Kriya.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shantanu. Okay, am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
Yes, Priya.
Okay, thank you. This pandemic is the biggest catastrophe in human civilization. People lost their loved ones. Millions across lost their jobs. It created a need. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. I'm a Rotarian, a Toastmaster, and a housewife by choice. I'd felt a need for a secondary income long back, but being a homemaker, I found it difficult to take up a full-time job. That's when I got to know about network marketing. For me, and for millions like me, it is a source of passive income with time freedom, money freedom, and most important, family security. But for your simplicity, let me explain. Today, in this 21st century, knowingly or unknowingly, we all are a part of networks. KFC, Zomato, Uber, Reliance, Amazon, to name a few. We have networks all around us. Here at Toastmasters, we are a network of people on a common mission of creating leaders. Similarly, in network marketing, we are a network of people on a common mission of creating entrepreneurs. Then why is there a negativity? Let's unravel. Now, in a traditional business, we have all the overhead expenses and the risk. What's beautiful about network marketing business is that you get all the benefits of being an owner without the headaches and without the same level of risk. It's also a boon in times when unemployment is going to the roof, as it can be taken up by anybody without upsetting their current profile. And the best of all, it offers financial stability for your family. Network marketing offers royalty income. In a traditional concept, if the manufacturing cost of the product is say 40 rupees, the consumer will get it for 100 rupees. The 60% is distributed among the various agents. In direct selling, the manufacturing cost of the product is 40 rupees and the consumer will get it for 100 rupees or at times a little extra. That's because the quality of the product is never compromised. In direct selling, consumer satisfaction is top priority as he is the backbone of the system. The movement of products from the manufacturer to the ultimate consumer happens through a network of consumers. Hence, there is no duplication and there is no adulteration of the products. And the company distributes the percentage of turnover back to its consumers. In the international scenario, network marketing is well established. It's more than $200 billion industry. But when it comes to India, even with a population of over 134 crore, we are still at rock bottom. Let's understand why, the future potential and growth. Any industry or organization, it goes through some phases. Initially, when network marketing started, there were no laws and people had no knowledge. Many fraud companies started functioning as network marketing, and that's how network marketing had got a bad reputation. Eventually, it got success and stability and has now become significant through its miracle phase where many lives have been transformed. Seeing the power of this platform, the government has now introduced network marketing in universities. The plus point being,
The students graduating will not be job seekers, but job providers. According to Associated Chambers of Commerce and Industry, network marketing business has doubled since 2011. In 2015-16, India's position in the MLM industry increased from the 22nd to the 20th rank, and in 2020, it reached the 15th position in the world. Statistics reveal that the MLM industry has positively impacted the people of India. The credit goes to the various schemes like Make in India, Digital India, Skill India, Vocal for Local, and more. The support by the people has also attributed to its success. As people are becoming relatively health conscious, the sectors that have shown tremendous increase are the wellness industry, followed by personal care and cosmetics. Women are also more inclined towards this industry as it gives them the liberty to work at their convenience and from the comfort of their home. It helps them to support the family while giving them an independent identity. In the coming years, network marketing is going to see huge success. In the year 2020, India's turnover was over 17,000 crore. FICCI and KPMG have already estimated a turnover of 64,500 crore by the year 2025, thus contributing further to the economic growth of our country. As for me, I'm associated with India's leading direct selling company, Vestige. It deals with wellness, FMCG, personal care, cosmetics, agriculture, and many more products. It gives you 9 types of income along with generation plan, and presently is ranked 30th globally. The company assists with the required trainings and guidance. We have mentors just the way how we have mentors here at Toastmasters. Initially, I found it difficult to convince people, but with perseverance, support, and hard work, I created my own network. My people are happy with the products, which in turn added new members, and my family has extended by leaps and bounds. I generated enough income that I could plan my 2021 New Year with my family at Dubai, and this is just the beginning. In the future, almost everything will move through direct selling. In a world where everyone is busy building huge walls, network marketing is opening doorways for transforming lives while having fun all along. There are possibilities, there are opportunities. Are you ready? Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Shantanu.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kriya. That was wonderful. We'll have another minute's silence for the members and guests to give their individual feedback.
Okay.
Our final speaker for the day is Toastmaster Aditi, who, when asked the same question about her most cherished belonging, she said it was a teddy bear, gifted to her when she was a kid by her father. And it's those few things that really show us how precious the father-daughter bond really is. May I now call upon her evaluator, Toastmaster Vishwaja, to read out the objectives of her speech.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. Toastmaster Aditi is taking her leap of faith today. She's doing her level 1, project 1, the Icebreaker. In her path, effective coaching, the speech title is Turning Point and time limit is 4 to 6 minutes. The purpose of this project is for the member to introduce himself or herself to the club and learn basic structure of public speaking. All the best, Toastmaster Aditi. Over to you, Toastmaster Kriya.
Toastmaster Aditi, is the timer visible to you?
Yes. And am I visible and audible?
Yes, you're visible and audible.
Okay.
Toastmaster Aditi, turning points in life. Turning points in life, Aditi. Toastmaster Aditi.
It's like all my life, everyone's ever told me, you're a shoe, you're a shoe, you're a shoe. Well, what if I don't want to be a shoe? What if I want to be a purse or a hat? The dialogue said by Rachel Green to her dad when she decides not to marry Barry and comes to Monica's. This was indeed a turning point in the life of the character I can relate to the most. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Do you want to know what were my turning points and how it shaped my life? Well, 20 years ago, 28th October 2000, the princess of this kingdom was born. I was born to the most loving parents. As a child, my dad used to get me a toy every day, and my mom cooked only the food I liked, something which fills me with reminiscence. I could not have asked for a better family. And then a miracle happened. Another princess of this kingdom was born, my little sister. But life is not easy, and mine wasn't either. My parents were definitely proud of my grades. At home, I enjoyed my own company, drawing, playing the violin, or dancing. But at school, I was that tiny girl in the corner, hardly noticed by anyone. I barely had any friends. Going to school was not something I enjoyed. I was in a cocoon who was most of the time occupied in her own imagination, dreaming to fly someday, wanting to be like others, like that popular girl in school. One day, I was teased by a group of people for my skin color. I came back home, ran into my mother's arm, and started crying. My mother was consoling me. At that very moment, I looked at my sister who is a special child, who cannot walk without support, who cannot speak clearly, but never fails to spread and express happiness. Then I thought, if she can put a smile, why can't I? My sister became my inspiration. And from that moment, I promised myself to love and accept myself the way I am. This was my first turning point. We all procrastinate, don't we? Even I used to, and I still do at times. But 25th April 2015, the infamous Nepal earthquake took place, which literally shook our lives. It was a happy weekend until the ground started shaking. Within seconds, my life was all changed. I didn't have a shelter to live in. My house was all damaged. But the only thing I wanted was my family, the four of us together holding hands. That moment, I realized 1 second is enough to change anyone's life. Hence, we should enjoy each and every moment till we have it and procrastinate a bit less. And at the end of the day, it's love we all live for. This was indeed a turning point. Change is important. So was it for me. It was time to get out of my comfort zone and spread my wings. For my high school, I went to an all-girls boarding school. It wasn't easy. I had to leave my kingdom after all. But the minute I stepped into that school, I realized I have so much more in me. I'm not that unnoticed girl anymore. I started getting my grades back. Not just academics. I excelled in everything I did, from music and dance to arts to sports. I was proud. After all, I explored myself. Then came the crucial part of my life, where I had to choose my career. I didn't have a particular aim, but I knew I was good with arts and commerce,
and definitely not a science person. One day, I sat down with my dad, asked his perspective on life. I realized my dad is what I want to become. I then decided to get into the business world. Taking my dad as my inspiration, I started applying to the business schools. I finally got in to one of the best BBA university of India. This wasn't just the first step towards my career, but it also got me the friendship I've always wanted. The turning points in my life helped me to get out of that cocoon and start flying. From here, backing down is not in my dictionary. As it is famously said, if it doesn't challenge you, it doesn't change you. And that is how I'm here in Toastmasters to bring another turning point in my life. Thank you. Over to you, TMOD.
That was a wonderful speech, Toastmaster Aditi. Can we please have a round of applause?
And
She's
standing
giving her
ovation
first
also. Standing ovation.
too.
Yes.
Congratulations. Well done, Toastmaster.
We'll now take a moment silence again for another feedback. With that, we conclude with our first section. Timer, have all the speakers qualified?
Yes. All.
Oh, yeah. So we can now have the voting for the best speaker.
I think you can continue now.
Has the poll come?
Yeah, it has come.
Yeah, okay.
Results will be told at the end, right? Toastmaster
Yes.
Neeru?
Yes, we'll declare all the results together.
Okay. I honestly believe that because our childhood is such an important phase of our life, we must never forget that childlike instinct in us. We must all, despite our toughest of times, learn to just take a step back and become a child once again, so as to maintain that spark within us. In order to help all of us, I've created a small montage of our most special days. The days we have also forgotten, but I promise you, watching this video will take you back.
Shall we put our mics on so we can react to this presentation?
Second. Is the video visible?
Yeah.
Yes. Visible? Okay. I'll be beginning now.
Start.
Can you explain what is the role? What is this the video is about?
Okay, so basically, it's.
We'll tell you once it gets over. We'll tell you, Akshay.
Yeah.
Continue.
Just continue with it, and then we'll explain it.
Wow.
I remember.
Yeah.
When I never felt so lost. When I fell out of the A train, was the powerful to stop. Now my heart is like an ember, and it's lighting up the dark. I'll carry these torches for you, but you know I'll never drop.
Okay, so just a second.
Lovely.
Beautiful.
Well done.
Beautiful.
So the main
Toastmaster
objective.
actually, Shantanu, just explain it to him.
Okay, so basically the main objective of this was I wanted a collection of everyone's photos with their past life self when they were a kid to them right now. So it was basically the main objective was for them to recreate that photo with maybe the same posture, with the same hairstyle, with the same clothes. So I think everyone's done a wonderful job with this, and it was really fun making this. So I will be posting this in the group, and I think in everyone's free time they can watch it again.
This is a great thing, Shantanu. Really liked it.
Okay. We now start the second. Oh, is that?
Shantanu, can I take a couple of minutes here?
Yeah, sure.
I would like to interact with the guests because the guests tend to leave after that.
Yeah.
Okay, I have missed on that. So we have Prasad in the room. Mr. Prasad, if I could request you to please switch on your video, audio.
Hi, Niru.
Yeah, hi. Are you a Toastmaster or a visiting guest?
I'm a visiting guest.
Okay, so where are you from? How did you come to know about our meeting?
So I'm from Ponda, Goa.
Okay.
I just came to know about Toastmaster to Toastmaster Vishwaja.
Okay, that's great. So you are invited by Toastmaster Vishwaja.
Yes.
So basically till now, have you enjoyed the speeches, the meeting?
Yes, Niru. It's an amazing session.
Okay, my personal request to you, please stay back till the end of the meeting. I would like to have a full feedback of the meeting. Thank you so much for joining in. Aman, if I could request you to please switch on your audio video. Yes.
Good evening.
Yeah.
Good evening,
I have already interacted with you, but may I know from where you came to know about our meeting?
I was in the Gavels Club for 3 years.
Okay.
And I knew about the Toastmasters Club. And so from then I was eagerly waiting to turn 18 and join this club.
That's sweet. That's nice. So that shows that you are the youngest among us now.
Yes. And then Shantanu and Sri, they invited me for today's meeting.
Okay, that's great. Thanks, Shantanu and Suti, for inviting him. And I hope you're enjoying till now.
Yes, I am enjoying it.
Okay. I would like to have your feedback at the end of the meeting also. So stay back, participate in the next session, which is table topics. You will enjoy that also.
Thank you.
Evita, if I could please request you to switch on your audio video. Welcome to our meeting.
Yes, ma'am.
So Sharmila has responded. That means you are from Goa and her student. Or
Yes.
It's one of my favorite places.
Okay. So
thank you.
From where did you come to know about our meeting?
I came to know from Toastmaster Shantanu. He told me he's the Toastmaster of today and he begged me to come to see him.
Great. That's good.
He didn't beg me. I was here to see. I told him I'll laugh at his mistakes.
Okay.
And Toastmaster Shantanu invited me.
So till now, if you want to laugh at somebody, we all can laugh together maybe. Okay, thank you so much for joining in and do participate in the next session. I think you're going to enjoy that.
I'm sure Shantanu will make a join, don't worry.
We have Pragya with us, who is a Toastmaster. Thanks a lot for joining in for our meeting. And I would like to request you, please don't go away, stay till the end of the meeting, participate in the table topics, and do give us your positive or negative feedback, whatever you want to say about our meeting. It'll be nice to improve from the feedback given by you. Thank you so much for joining in. Any other guests is there in the room, Zoom Master?
There is a gentleman, Abdullah Muhammad.
Mr. Abdullah Muhammad, if I may request you to please switch on your video audio.
Hi guys, I'm actually from Bangalore.
Okay, good evening.
Yeah, good evening. I'm actually pursuing BBA in Christ. I'm actually a guest of Shantanu and Aditi today. I just wanted to come and support them today for today's meeting.
Goodness gracious.
That's
the
great.
whole of Christ University is here.
It's so good to have all these youngsters with us, so much positivity around.
Yeah.
And Abdullah, I hope you're enjoying the meeting till now.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it very much. All the speeches.
I want you to join our club.
Sure. I'm definitely keeping that option open. I'd like to know more about it.
That's great. That's good. Yeah.
You can talk to Shantanu's father about it.
So, Abdullah, if you know Shantanu, let me tell you, Umesh, who just requested you to join, is Shantanu's father, and
Okay.
Sharmala is Shantanu's mother.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay, so enjoy, everybody. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Wait,
Shantanu.
Neeru, one more
Yeah.
person. One Prasad is there.
Prasad, Mr. Prasad?
I can see your name, Prasad.
Yes, I just observed, yeah. Mr. Prasad, can you please switch on your video audio?
Yes. Hi, Neeru.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
May I know where you from and how you came to know about our meeting?
Yeah, I'll just now introduce myself. So I'm from Ponda, Goa.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, sorry for the confusion. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. No problem.
So enjoy the meeting. Any other guests, Satorio? I can't make out because the screens
No,
are...
there's nobody else.
Okay.
And,
no.
Before you take over, maybe we can have a group snap. So everybody
Yeah, that'll be good. Good idea.
turn on the video.
So, request to switch on your
Umesh,
videos.
don't go. Take the photo and then go.
Switch on the videos, please, all of you. My personal request to all of you. Prasad, Pragya, Gurmeet. Gajanan, we can understand you can't switch on your video. Nelly.
Okay, everybody, give me your best smiles and freeze it for 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3.
Done?
No. Continue smiling.
His 10 seconds are longer.
Okay, done.
Thank you so much. Over to you, Toastmaster Shantanu.
We now start with our second and scariest phase of our life, which is our teenagehood. In other words, the table topics section. To carry the meeting forward is our table topics master, Toastmaster Nelly. When asked about her naughty incident, she said that when she was a child, she got so drunk over a tiny sip of wine that she went berserk in a family picnic day. Apart from complete entertainment to her family, she also made her banana a mic and started singing gibberish. Well, we do hope we get a recreated moment of that too. But anyways, over to you, Toastmaster Nelly.
Hello. Toastmaster Nelly, your audio is unclear, not clear. Hello. No.
Am I audible now?
Still it's lagging. You have lag. You have lag, I guess.
Yeah.
Can you stop your video, please?
What's happening? Any idea?
Yeah, just hold on.
Actually, her audio is not clear, Toastmaster Neeru. So that's why.
Akshay, please hold on. She's trying to join. Okay.
By the time, may I know the word of the day, please?
Reminiscence.
Okay, reminiscence.
Akshay, it's reminiscence.
आप 10 साढ़े 10 पे सोएंगे यार।
Nelly, please speak something now.
I'm audible?
Yes, right. Now it's okay.
Yes.
Yes, I'm audible? Yes. Okay, let me start. Once in a while, right in the middle of nowhere, love gives us a fairy tale. Greetings, fellow Toastmasters and guests. As a table topic master, I will help you reminiscence all your childhood memories with some interesting fairy tale table topics. So let me share my screen. Any volunteers? Any
Yes.
volunteers?
Yes, yes,
Sarthak,
yes.
I'm the table topic master. Yes, yes, Akshay.
Yes. Am I audible?
My first volunteer is. Yes,
Am I
you're very
audible?
much audible. Just
Yes,
tell
okay,
me
thank
if you can hear the sound, okay? Because tell you frankly, I'll be the table topic master and also the timer, since the timer cast won't
Nelly,
be
you
able
have
to
to
be
explain
shared.
the topic to him. Huh?
Okay, so I'll be banging something and making a noise. Okay,
Yeah,
Akshay,
what
I'll be
will be
banging
there?
and making a noise, so you will get to
Yes,
hear. Okay.
sure, sure. Please
See, I'm sharing
do
my
it for a
screen.
trial.
I'll be sharing my screen. So the time won't be able to share his screen. So the everything is in the slide only. Okay. So I'll play something where you can hear the sound of the time.
Yes, okay.
Okay. Just select any shape. Okay. Triangle, circle, rectangle, moon, or heart. Which shape do you want to choose? And the topic is in the shape. Akshay, you are there?
Yes, I'm there. I'm there. I'll
Yes.
going
Which
to
shape
choose.
will you?
I'm going to choose triangle.
Triangle. Very good. Okay. So your
Yes.
topic is yes. If you are today's generation Pinocchio, what would you do to stop your nose from growing? If you are today's generation Pinocchio, what would
What is
you
this,
do
sir?
to stop your nose from growing? Pinocchio is a cartoon where his nose really grows long because he lies. So if you're
Okay.
today's generation Pinocchio, that means you lie a lot. What would you do to stop your nose from growing? Wait, Akshay, I'll start your time. 1 minute. Give me some time.
Yeah. If
Yes,
I am a
1 minute. Give me
Pinocchio,
some time.
then
I'll
what
tell
I have to do? What I have to do? What I would have done,
you. No,
right?
what would you do in today's generation? In today's generation, what you would do?
Okay.
I start your time? Yes. I
Yes.
start your time? Ready? Yes. Okay. Your time starts now.
If I am a Pinocchio, then I would have done many things. For today's generation, the child is doing. Greetings to my fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. In today's generation, if I'm a Pinocchio, then I could have given more speeches and I would have been a reminiscence speaker. And I could have worked tirelessly. If obstacle comes, then I could have stopped it. In our life, many obstacles are there. If I want to become Pinocchio, which is cloud 9 level, I could have become one of the strongest person and I could have help others. And I used to have power to control myself. And I used to help other people. What do you mean to say, Toastmaster Nelly, on this? Thank you. And over to you.
Well, I think you would have been the sweetest Pinocchio, Toastmaster Akshay, and your nose won't even grow. So anyways, any other person for the next table topic? Any volunteers?
Yeah, sure. I'd like to take that opportunity.
Abdullah,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Just sorry to interrupt. How much time
Okay,
was
Abdullah,
there?
please, you were on time, Akshay. You were on time. Yes. Okay. So Abdullah, which shape do you want to choose besides the triangle?
I think I'll go for the heart.
Okay. Okay. Imagine you are Birbal and Akbar is ruling India. What advice would you give Akbar to stop COVID-19 from spreading? What advice would you give King Akbar to stop COVID-19 from spreading? And your time, just tell me when you're ready. You got the topic?
Yeah, I've understood the topic.
Hello, Abdullah, you got the topic?
Yeah, I've understood the topic.
Okay, I'll start your time.
Okay.
Yes, I'll start the time.
Yeah, sure. You can
Okay,
start.
your time starts now.
Okay, so speaking from today's political scenario, I think I relate to this as a president and prime minister kind of relationship, where Akbar is the president and the prime minister is Birbal. Because in our current Indian political system, it's always the prime minister that's mostly running the country, whereas the president is just a puppet that's being, used, like the strings are being pulled by the prime minister. In our Indian political scenario, that's the same situation. So as of now, I'd like to suggest to Akbar that firstly, you need to stop using the money that, that the people are paying as taxes to you to stuff that is irrelevant or that is not supporting the country as of now. And you should pay more attention to what the people need right now rather than taking a collective interest, something that you believe is right for your people. That's not what a true leader is supposed to do. You're supposed to listen to what the people want, and that's what a democracy is. But as of now, that situation is not what's exactly being implemented by the this thing when you're speaking in terms of Akbar and Birbal. So firstly, you listen to what the people need, and then you provide them with the amenities that they require. And you also have to start providing more funds as of now, because India is one of the country which has the highest tax rates, and the people who are paying it as well, it's exponentially, and it's actually reaching the par of what people are expecting as well. So you keep up with the rate of how, like, the people are paying the taxes, so that you can implement it towards the country, and you can make sure that the progress is always positive and it's going forward. So you always spend the money that the people are giving to you in a wise manner. So that's what I feel as of now would be much more helpful. And you need to start investing more in the healthcare infrastructure as well. That's something that we're not focusing on right now, and that's something that you should always keep your eye on. Because in such scenarios as of now, we had 1 year to prepare for this COVID-19 situation, for the second wave of it, but still we could not handle it in a very effective manner, which is why the casualties are mounting up on an exponential manner on a daily basis. So as of now, I feel like the healthcare infrastructure and the understanding people's needs is what we need to focus on. Yeah, I'm done. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Wow, I guess the Prime Minister requires a new president, or a president requires a new Prime Minister. Anyways, it was well said. Let's start with next. Any volunteers for the next topic?
I would like to try.
Okay.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are, but not visible. Pragya, can you put your video on, please? I can see your reaction and your beautiful face.
She is visible. She is visible.
She's visible.
Okay. Yes, I can see you. Yes, I can see you now, Pragya. I can see you, Pragya. Yes. Okay, choose your shape besides rectangle and the heart shape.
I still can't see the shared screen actually.
Lily, we can't see your screen. Lily, you're freezed.
Zoom Master, you have her PPT.
Yes, I'll just.
Just start sharing so that we don't waste time.
Let's see now.
Nelly, let Zoom Master share your screen, please. I think there's a lot of lag because of that.
Okay, can you share my screen, Pragya?
Yes, I can. I'll go for the moon. You are the 21st century Cinderella, and by 12 midnight, a fairy suddenly bestows you with a wish. What would you wish?
You want me to read it out, Pragya?
Yeah, I can read it out. I've read it.
You are the 21st century Cinderella, and by 12 midnight, a fairy suddenly bestows you with a wish. What would you wish?
Either somebody can time her.
Timer, please take over.
Yes, it's been timed.
Okay, done.
Being the Cinderella of the current world. Wow, that it seems like the best opportunity a girl would like to get. And if I was bestowed with one wish, I think seeing the current scenario right now, I would just ask for happiness, for wellness of people, and some sense for the politics in the country. I have seen my near and dear ones going through pain, suffering, and the situations which we could have never imagined in our own life. I lost my own grandmother, who was the closest to me a week back. So if I was to bestow with that wish, I would not only wish to get her back, probably. I know that's not possible, but that's how we humans are. We always ask for things not possible. But at the same time, I would wish to at least get back those people who can be saved, to do something for them. Because loss of somebody closest is something which destroys you, which breaks your heart to an extent which can never be mended again. Even if it is, it always has that cracks. So being the Cinderella, I know that my wish would be fulfilled. So keep that Prince Charming, that lovely ladies, those beautiful kids in somebody's life forever. Bestow with me with that wish, oh fairy, is all I want to say. Over to you.
Nelly, can you take over now?
I think we're exceeding the time, so can we move forward?
We'll just take one more topic. Is that okay?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So next volunteer. Do we have any volunteer with us, or should I
think
pick
a
up?
guest, Evita.
Yeah, Evita.
Hello. Yes.
Okay. Nelly, are you in a position to take over, or should I continue?
Yes, Neeru, I'll take over if my
Okay, please.
Comes back or happens. Yeah. Okay, so which other guests want to volunteer for the next topic? Or rather, we choose our members.
No, Evita has already said yes. Just take over from there.
Evita, please choose a shape.
I will go with the rectangle.
Beside the shapes which have been...
The rectangle.
I think a rectangle is already taken. So can you?
Oh, then the oval.
You are Jack, today's generation, and you are up on the beanstalk and meet the current coronavirus as the giant. How would you kill or combat it?
I am afraid I do not know this story. I had a sad childhood. I did not read much of this.
Okay.
Could I get
Sharmila, can you tell the story in short?
What is that? What story does you want? Jack and the Beanstalk?
Jack and the Beanstalk, yeah.
Okay, so Evita.
Yes, ma'am.
So Jack went, his father sent him to buy something from the store, and she meets a man who his father tells him to sell some cows, okay, in return of money. But when he goes to the store, he meets this man and he says, take the cow, and instead he gives him some magic beans.
Okay.
And he comes back home and tells his father, I got his magic beans. He gets a big shout for that, but then he just throws it down on the ground. The next morning, a beanstalk is growing right outside his window, and it goes right up to the sky. And then he climbs up the beanstalk, and then there's a whole magical world up there. That's the gist of the story.
Thank you, ma'am.
Will you be able to speak on this, or you want to choose another shape, Evita?
I would like another shape. I'm so
sorry. Okay, no issues. Zoom
think
Master,
there is
can we
only
go
one
back
left,
to the... Yeah. So I think this
Evita,
crescent moon is...
topic? Evita, am I audible? Can I guide you to this topic?
Yes, you could.
Yes, it is just a Jack, okay, a person, a good guy, combating today's coronavirus. A good guy combating the giant coronavirus. So go about it like that. Yes.
Okay. So, good evening, all members present here. So, I, as Jack, as I'm told, he's a good boy. So, if I was a good boy, I think I would firstly make people understand why it's so important. Like, it's how is our responsibility and how we can combat the coronavirus. We do not need some fairy tale powers or some superpowers to do this, when together we can make that fairy tale come true. So I feel as Jack, I would try to tell people and make them understand. And I really do feel that if we, even for 2 months, if we have a strict schedule and we stick to all the policies that a government or that we decide, we can really fight the coronavirus in less than 2 months. And I wish I would do that if I were Jack. And I hope people would understand and abide by my ideas. That's it. Thank you. Toastmaster.
Thanks, Evita. You tried. That was, yeah, thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
You can hear me? Yes. Okay. Thanks for trying the topic. Timer, do we have more time?
I think we'll wind up now.
So we should wind up and go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, thanks. I think we should go with the...
Timer, has everybody qualified?
Just one disqualification, 3 of them have qualified.
Okay, can we have the poll, Zoom Master?
Yeah, just give me a second, Niru. I'll just...
Okay, no problem.
Okay, the poll starts now.
Over? Is it submitted?
Yeah, almost. We can continue the meeting.
Okay, with that, Nelly, are you still there in the room? No. Okay, I would like to hand over to the Toastmaster of the day, Shantanu.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nelly, for a fun-filled table topic session. Now we finally move to the third and most important phase of our lives, that is adulthood, or in other words, the general evaluation section. To take this section, we have one of our very fine evaluators, Toastmaster Padmanabhan, whose naughty incident was that when he was a little kid, he got so angry over a fight with his mother that he decided to leave home for good. His friends decided to help him by offering him a place to stay and food to eat. That soon escalated to a game of hide and seek. However, he soon got the whiff of an omelette being cooked in his house. And without any memory of his previous incident, he ran home and devoured the omelette. His friends to this day are probably searching for him, unaware that all it took was a serving of omelette to make him happy. Over to you, Evaluator, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shantanu. Actually, today I'm finding 15 years reduced to stand with the young titans of ICG Toastmasters. Give it to youngsters, they'll bring enthusiasm. Give it to youngsters, they'll bring fun and laughter. I mean, now I'm feeling that. We have now come to the evaluation portion of our meeting. This is an extremely important part of our meeting as it provides the speakers who are given prepared speeches and instant feedback from their fellow Toastmasters, who we call as evaluators. The purpose of this particular evaluation is to give both positive comments and suggestions for improvement, actually to the benefit of our guests who are here this evening. In Toastmasters, we follow a method called sandwich method that wraps negative feedback in a praise. We are not going to bombard them with the negative feedback. We are going to place it in such a way that they don't see it negatively, they see it as an areas of improvement. In a way, it helps the speakers to come back and give their speeches with areas of improvement. Now, let me get back to the evaluation part of it. I would like to call upon our first evaluator, TM Stuti, to evaluate first speaker, Toastmaster Tanya. Before I invite her to speak, let me give you an opportunity to know about her childhood dream. She was kind enough to share her dream. You know, what's her dream? She wanted to become a rickshaw driver. When she told me this, I couldn't resist thinking about my Talaivar's Rajnikant's movie Basha, where he is an auto driver. Join me in inviting her, Toastmaster Stuti, to give her report on Toastmaster Tanya. Welcome, Stuti.
Thank you. Am I audible? Am I audible? Am I
you are audible, but you are not visible.
Oh, my video was on.
There's some lag, a slight lag.
It's visible now.
You're visible.
I'm visible, right?
Now it's fine.
Is the timer
lag
screen
still
visible?
there? Yeah, I can see
Yes,
the timer.
it is visible. Both timer's screen and Struti's screen are visible.
Okay, and there's no lag still, right?
No, you're perfectly fine.
Okay, cool. Back when I was 7, I remember attending a magic show. The magician wanted an assistant from the children seated in the crowd before him. I really wanted to go, but the fear of embarrassing myself held me back. Needless to say, another little girl volunteered and went up on stage. Guess what? She got to pet the cutest, fluffiest bunny rabbit, and thus it's obvious she had the time of her life. Meanwhile, I sat there, sulking in the audience, regretting not taking a chance. Good evening, Toastmasters today, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guests. The feeling of letting a baseless fear hold you back from doing what you really want to do is something that I'm sure all of us are a bit too familiar with. Toastmaster Tanya did an excellent job of conveying her key message, take a chance. This was also the title of her speech, and she made sure all her content and all her personal anecdotes were aligned with this very strong key message. She even used props, such as a chocolate bar. And I'm not going to lie, that definitely caught the attention of my very gluttonous eyes. She also talked about being a Pisces and hence enabled connecting with all the other Pisces members in the audience. This demonstrated her excellent awareness of the audience. As far as my recommendations for her go, I have two. One is that I recommend she uses more pauses at the end of every sentence. And two, I'd recommend she uses a little bit more voice modulation. For example, in her speech, she zoomed into the camera and said, "Guess what? I grew up." And I really like that. I would recommend using voice modulation as well as pauses, just like she'd used in this statement in her future speeches. All in all, this was an excellent speech. Toastmaster Tanya definitely hit home with her very strong key message, take a chance. By using props and quotes, and also with her excellent awareness of the audience, she made sure to keep us engaged till the end of her speech. With a little bit more pauses and a little bit more voice modulation, I am sure Toastmaster Tanya will soar to unmatched heights. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Stuti. Now, next I have TM Ashish as an evaluator for TM Yash speech. Before I invite Toastmaster Ashish here, let me share his childhood dream. He wanted to get into a respectable profession where he could touch upon a life every now and then to make a change. I trust you would not deny if I'm going to say he is living his dreams. Let's invite Dr. Ashish here to share his report. Welcome, Doctor.
Thank you. Thank you, Prasad. Hope I'm audible. Yash, we have heard you speaking before. You are a wonderful speaker. Today also you started with a topic itself was very, enticing our attention straight away that Susegat now. Go on. So, Goekar. So you are waiting to listen what you are going to reveal about the aspects of a Goan life or one person's life. And your opening was good. Your body was well constructed. Transitions were smooth. You used the clips of, showing the clip of Dubai, the car queue or US or Indian or a Goan thing. That was personal anecdotes. So that also made us very attentive to what you were saying, catching on everything. And your suggestions that give opportunity for a person to speak or spell out or clearly, say what he's saying, being non-judgmental, to listening to him rather than having prejudiced ways of listening to a person and commenting about it, and being sensitive about some aspects of like what the language being used by others or of his original cultures. It definitely brings out, it reminded me or reminiscent me of my first year student lecture when I take every year about communication skills. So they are very, very important parts of, when you want to establish a transaction. When two people communicate, it's a transaction. And in that, these three things are a very good ingredient to avoid cross transactions. To have a normal, smooth, expected transaction, these three things are very, very important. So you brought it very well. You communicated. Your communication was very clear. Vocal variety was superb. Gestures used were good, I would say. And you were aware of the audience and you were comfortable with them. You evoked interest and the topic was political. A few suggestions to make, and you concluded very clearly communicating your message. A few suggestions: when you have a camera adjustment, try to maintain the camera at the level of your face. You were looking from top, so when you came in close, as if you want to dip yourself into the screen, so that distracts. Audio pre-check would be up in between. There was a loss, and only one personal suggestion, not really something which it's mandatory, but when you're trying to present something, you presented a negative prospects or stereotypes like the beaches, bikinis, and the booze. But there are a lot of things which are good, also culturally attractive of Goa, would be clean beaches, non-interfering attitudes, the kind of tolerance Goan people have. I'm suggesting if you can bring a mix of everything, it will be very nice. Overall, you did a fantastic job, and you filled the purpose of your today's meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ashish. Now, I would like to call our third evaluator. She's our Long Island ICG Evaluation Puja to evaluate TM Kriya's speech. Allow me to share her dream. She wanted to become a customs officer. Just wondering, customs officer. Welcome, Puja.
Yes, thank you, General Evaluator. Thank you, General Evaluator. Am I audible? Hello?
Yes, you're audible. We can see you.
Yes, thank you. If I would be given a chance to start all over again, I would choose Network Marketing by Bill Gates. Many people limit themselves to what they think they can do. You can go as far as your mind lets you. What you believe, remember, you can achieve. Good evening, Toastmasters and my dear guests. My speaker, Toastmaster Kriya. Today it's a good day because you have motivated, inspired many to be an entrepreneur with the excess time they have in their hands. The information what you provided on network marketing was in detail, and how they function, the percentage level, the quality, and how the earnings can be made was quite knowledgeable. I like the way how you said the family support, mentor relationship, the convincing, the perseverance, the hard work what you have put on was all, you nailed it. Amazing vocabulary, command on you, your language. In such a 5-star speech, what you expressed and showed, a little bit of quotes to begin with, a power of a pause, a punchline, a great successful people's pictures in the field of marketing, products could be shown as you were on live. It would have touched to your speech to be a 7-star speech. This was just a recommendation you could follow. To summarize, you have the power to either make it or break it. You have indeed motivated us with your informative speech. Challenge yourself to make it a 5-star to 7-star speech so that it helps your customer base to grow. Because when there is possibility, there are opportunities. Over to you, General Evaluator. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmasters Puja. And finally, our only and one, TM Vishwaja, who is here to evaluate TM Aditi's speech. Allow me to share her childhood dream. You know what she wants to become? She wants to become an astronaut, spend her time in space. I really wish her dream come true and find a space in Tesla's spacecraft. TM Vishwaja, floor is yours.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Am I audible and visible?
Very much.
The turning point in the process of growing up is when you discover the strength within you that survives all hurt. This quote came to life with Toastmaster Aditi's Icebreaker today. Don't you think so? Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. and my speaker, Toastmaster Aditi. But Daddy, what if I don't want to be a shoe? Being a Friends fan and a Rachel fantasizer, this line towards the beginning just got me involved into the speech from the moment you started. According to me, a good beginning is a job well done. Additionally, you showed exceptional storytelling and dramatic skill, which I'm sure made all of us live your story with you. And notice that even though you use dramatics, you stuck onto your core topic, which is turning point. When you were reminiscing the key incidences in your life, be it the teasing incident, an earthquake in Nepal, or your career decision, you stuck onto your key message. And that's the strength of a true Toastmaster. He or she is a good motivator. To make your speech more effective, I have a few recommendations. First, along with intonation, to make an impact, use pauses. For example, when asking a question to the audience, give them time to introspect. Like, we all procrastinate, don't we? Second, to give emphasis on serious topics, reduce the pace of your speech and let your emotions flow. For example, but in school, I cried. I dreaded going to school. And finally, I would suggest introducing side special movements towards the left and right and adjusting your device to your eye level in order to make your speech visually appealing. To summarize, you had a fantastic beginning, great dramatics and storytelling skills. Working on pauses, intonation, and special movements would take you to a great height. Toastmaster Aditi, let this be the turning point in your Toastmaster journey. Thank you. Over to you, General Evaluators.
Thank you, TM Shantanu. Now, let me invite reports from our three pillars of this meeting, minor role players. I will now like to call upon our grammarian, TM Nilofer, to give us a report. Before that, you want to know what her dream was? It's becoming a doctor. Join me in welcoming her to share a report. Nilofer, full floor is yours.
Yeah. Thank you, TM Paddy and Toastmaster of the day, Ms. Shantanu. It was indeed a great pleasure to observe all the speakers of the day. All have done a fantastic job, and the best part was listening to the evaluators about how and the suggestions given by them. So it was indeed a very good session, a lot of learning for me, as it was my first meeting. Lot of learning, and I look up to taking up these roles very soon, and performing in these tips and advices given by all would definitely help the others. And a very good session done by TM Nelly on the table topics, and good use of the props and the ideas put up by her. So I would now want to present the report as a grammarian. So the word of the day today was reminiscence, and in total today the word was used 10 times, and it was used by Toastmaster Neeru, Shantanu, Julie, Yash, Aditi, Nelly, Akshay, Ashish, Vishwaja. So so it was used by almost everyone, and appreciation to everyone for using, being conscious of the word of the day and using it in their speech. We also saw some good words being used, like gravitating, used by Tanya, shackle, mandate, procrastinate. There was some very good use of quotes, words, and sayings. Quote like, if it doesn't challenge you, it does not change you, which was used by Aditi. And Aditi also started her speech relating it with a character, which was a very interesting way to start and understand. Then some good sentences used, like follow usual block of sheep. Solving problem creates solutions. Change is important. Love is life. Miracle princess. Then Kriya also used some slogans like vocal for local, made in India, which was the tagline which made everyone relate to the topic even more. Some improper use of word, and maybe we could have used some better word, like word used like localite. Instead of that, a word native could have been a better representation. Then a word like many more could have been much more. Then word like wanting, instead of using wanting, could have been want to or desire to. Or always wanted could have been said as desired. Then word like speeches could be put as addressed for it to be more prominent. And maybe a word like look down or look up to could have been avoided. So this is what I could note as a grammarian and for the first meeting. This is my report for today. Over to you, TM Peddy.
Thank you, TM Nilofer. Now let me invite our timer, Vishwesh, to give us timer's report. I also take privilege in seeking his childhood dream. Taken privilege in childhood's dream. In his dream, he dreamt of seeing him growing old and with barn full of dogs and room full of books. That's quite awesome. TM Vishwesh, please give us your report.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. The meeting began on time and all prepared speeches were well within the time, and each of the speakers have qualified. In the break period extended by roughly 4 minutes, while the table topics have extended roughly 10 to 12 minutes. Each of the evaluations were well within time, while the table topics, there was only one disqualification. Currently, we're running about 10 minutes beyond schedule. That's about it from my side. Thank you.
Thank you, TM Vishwesh. Now, I would like to call on our counter TM Junie for this evening. Again, allow me to share her dream. You know what's her dream is? It's truly fantastic. She wanted to become nothing but a mermaid. However, she's having a whale of a time now. I'm inviting her to give her report. Welcome, Junie.
Good evening. Am I audible to everyone?
Yes. Yes, you are audible.
Sorry, I'm not able to use video because my connection is extremely laggy. I'm working on a hotspot because we don't have any Wi-Fi since the cyclone. So please bear with me. Thank you, General Evaluator, for that introduction. We've seen relatively crutchless speaking today, but as a self-professed grammar Nazi, I have to point out your fillers, and I shall gleefully do so. Onward. So we'll start with our President Nehru. You had 4 long pauses. You used and so quite a number of times, that is 4 and 3 times, and this crutch sound 3 times. We have Toastmaster Shantanu, our TMOD, who used just one crutch word and nothing else. Our Toastmaster Nilofer, who used the word 8 times. Sorry, that's a filler sound. And 7 times, so 4 times. We have Toastmaster Tanya, who said like 2 times. And there was a repeated phrase saying like so, like so. Toastmaster Yash, who said so 3 times, 4 times. He had 3 long pauses. Toastmaster Kriya, who had 2 long pauses. Toastmaster Nelly, who had 3 long pauses. She said okay 4 times. She used filler words like 9 times and repeated the word with twice. Toastmaster Paddy, who is our general evaluator for the day, he used 6 times and the word with twice. Toastmaster Ashish had 6 long pauses. He used the words then 4 times and 4 times, the filler words 7 times, and repeatedly said 4 times. Our area director said just twice. I have also created guests. So our guest Pragya there were only 2 big pauses. Our guest Evita, who had 3 big pauses, she said twice and once. This is my report for the day, and I have a title to confer on Toastmaster Aditi and on Toastmaster Stuti and Toastmaster Vishwaja. You are hereby knighted crutchless. You have not used a single crutch word nor a single crutch phrase, and congratulations to you. That's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Priya. Now, let me go to a general evaluation of this meeting. Overall, this meeting started on time and slowly navigated step by step to one stage to another stage, keeping up the time somewhere in between at the table topics due to technical glitches. It got delayed. However, it was colorful, creative, energetic, the table topic. We thoroughly enjoyed it. Following that, we have all the evaluators reports, and they kept the timer. Before I hand over the meeting back to the chat, I would like to just remind the Zoom master, in case if he wants to share the voting results, maybe he can share. I request TMOD to take over the meeting. Thank you.
Okay,
we'll do another poll for the major and minor role players after that.
Okay, thank you.
So do you have anything else today, say, General Evaluator Toastmaster Petty, or should I take over?
No, please take over. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your suggestion about the keeping in track with time, but you do understand today the time lag was because of the glitches. We shall try to keep, I would like to request all the role players to keep in mind that their connections are smooth so that we don't really face all these glitches again, but it is beyond our control, so it's okay. Toastmaster Sartorio, may we have the poll for the major and minor role players, please?
I'm launching the poll for the evaluators, major and minor.
Okay. For best evaluation, we have Stuti, who evaluated Toastmaster Tanya, Ashish, who evaluated Toastmaster Yash, Toastmaster Pooja, who evaluated Kriya, Toastmaster Vishwaja, who evaluated Toastmaster Aditi. The best major role players, Toastmaster Shantanu as Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Nelly as Table Topic Master, and Toastmaster Paddy as General Evaluator. Best minor role players, Toastmaster Nelofer as Grammarian, Toastmaster Vishwesh as Timer, and Toastmaster Junie as our counter. Toastmaster Sartorio, please let me know once the results are ready.
Yeah, sure. I'll interrupt you.
Okay. In the meantime, I would like to request the guests once again, if you have any feedback for our meeting, please suggest. Toastmaster Prasad, sorry, Mr. Prasad, do you have anything to say about our meeting, please?
Yes, Niru. So, and Grammarian, a counter, these are the basically like there's a few things which keep in mind. So this is not definitely change life.
Prasad, I think there's a lag from your audio side, or am I feeling it? Anybody else? Any lag you are feeling from Prasad's side?
As they're like.
Okay. So thank you so much, Prasad. What I understand is that you were appreciating the roles played by the importance of the roles of grammarian, counter, and evaluators. And all this is just because we want to improve on our communication, and these are the minor things which we never notice. As it's been rightly pointed out by our counter, that how we sometimes use pauses, crutch words, and all, which we don't realize. So this is just to improve our communication. Abdullah, if you would like to say something about our meeting.
Actually, today's meeting was a very fruitful experience because I could, relate to everything that everyone was saying today, and every topic that was discussed by all the speakers today. They did a really good job. And the people who planned this event, they also did a really good job because it was such an engaging experience. Everyone who was in this meeting, all of them participated in it, and the people over here made sure of that. And it wasn't forced. Everyone voluntarily came up for it. So yes, I thoroughly enjoyed today's meeting.
Thank you for joining our meeting. And I must say from my side, you are a very good communicator. So
Thank you. Thank you.
If you would like to attend our meetings in future, we can share our link with you. And
Sure.
I think it'll be a good experience to have you with us. So if you can come back and attend our meetings, that'll be great.
Thank you, Neeraj. Yes, I'll definitely consider it. Thank you.
Aman, if I can request you to switch on your audio or video. Yes, please. Any feedback you have for our meeting?
Good evening once again. Today's meeting was really lovely, and it reminded me about my childhood too. This theme was also an amazing theme. So, and Toastmaster of the Day, Shantanu, did a really good job. So thumbs up to you, Shantanu. I would also like to say that when we get corrected for our mistakes, it's a very positive energy. In fact, it's a learning experience and we can work on our mistakes and work better next time. So thank you for inviting me as a guest today.
Thank you so much for being here. And this positive attitude will take you places, that when you can apply feedback and not feel bad of pointing out. That's great. That's a great approach towards life.
Thank you.
We have Pragya with us, who's a Toastmaster from another club. If you could give us some feedback, some suggestion about our meeting.
So first of all, I would really want to appreciate the thing which I liked about the club is that the grammarian role was something which really excited me. The way she was presenting her report, I remembered that I'm somebody who's scared of grammarian roles. So she did a wonderful job. And the best part is that when you tell the name of people who have spoken that phrase or word, it actually motivates them a lot. Most of the grammarians miss on that particular part and they just tell the thing.
That's right.
And yes, the theme was wonderful. I loved it. The flow of the meeting was wonderful. The only thing which you can add a little bit, I would say, is what we do in our meetings is that we also add the name of the role players, all the role players, and the positions of the people before their name. So suppose if you are the PO, you would be writing it as PO underscore so-and-so,
Okay.
VP Edge, VP membership. So that makes, if somebody is shy and doesn't want to come up and speak, they can directly message the VP membership to find out what they want to know. So that's something which you can probably try for your meetings too.
Okay, that's a great suggestion. We'll try to keep that. Thank you so much for attending. Come back again.
Please do keep me updated with your future meetings. I would love to attend.
Sure. Is the poll result ready?
Yes.
Okay.
Can I share?
Yeah, please declare it.
Okay. Okay, it's time. For all the hard work to pay off. I want everybody to unmute their mics. And you've been well behaved all this time. So, switch back to your natural behavior and give us some shout out. So for the best speaker, I think there are going to be some celebrations in the kingdom. For a wonderful icebreaker, Aditi Modi.
Wow, congratulations, Aditi.
Wonderful.
For the best evaluator.
Can you repeat, please, the result, please? so far because I left this.
The best speaker goes to the speaker number 4.
Yeah, Aditi,
Modi.
congratulations.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And the table topics? Thank you so much.
Go on to the best evaluator.
The best evaluator. My partner in crime, Vishwaja Paldasa.
Congratulations. Congratulations, Vishwaja.
Congratulations, Vishwaja.
Thank you.
Best major role player. Any guesses?
Shantanu.
Yeah.
Debut role player.
It's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Oh.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Shantanu.
Congratulations.
For the best minor role player, she has been my friend for some time, but I never knew she was a queen. She has knighted 4 people today. The queen of grammar, Juni Malhotra.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
May I know who is the table topic?
Well done, Junior.
It's coming.
Congratulations, Juni.
Okay. I have a special call out for the influential people in this meeting. Toastmaster Paddy, DTM Umesh, you have to use your connections on the top. We have to have a news advisor to the government. For his wonderful advice, he would give the Prime Minister. The table topic master goes to Toastmaster Abdullah.
Congratulations, Abdullah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so
Future
much.
Toastmaster.
On time then.
And in ICG, we do have a section for the star of the day. Now, the star of the day is someone who performs out of his way to make the meeting special, or somebody who rescues the meeting. So today, for a rescue in the table topics, we have our very own president, Viru Kera.
Congratulations, Viru.
Congratulations,
You're a superstar.
Okay.
You're always a superstar.
Yeah. Hold on. We have one more star of the day. And she came and filled up a role which never existed in Toastmasters. Our guest storyteller, who told us one of our best stories in our childhood, Jack in the Beanstalk. For the storyteller, a surprise story. So
Thank you, Sartorio.
That's all from the award ceremony. Over to you, Madam President.
I had dropped off in between, so I really don't know why I was chosen the star of the day. So whatever it is, it's nice.
You are the star.
Why? Like
Star need not question itself. You're the star.
Oh, okay. Fine.
No, I just received a message, Niru. The money reached my account.
Okay. So whatever it is, it's nice to be shining and guiding others. So I don't mind being a star. Thank you so much. And thank you, all of you, for attending the meeting today. It was such a relief after such a long time to see you all, to be with you all. And I'm sure all of you agree that whenever we are together, there's a positivity in the environment. And for these last 2.5 hours, we must have forgotten whatever is around. And I have really enjoyed these last 2.5 hours. And so all of you must have been. It was overall a very nice meeting, very nicely conducted. I must say a fabulous job done by the debut role players, the Toastmaster of the day. And it was so nice to come to know about our newcomers through their icebreakers, Toastmaster Aditi and Toastmaster Tanya. It was a pleasure knowing you people. And I met a couple of other newcomers also, Toastmaster Nilofer and Toastmaster, I think who else took the June? No, I have met her. But it was nice on the whole. Like, I don't have words to say anything. On the whole, I have enjoyed. And congratulations to all of us for our club's achievement. I would like to request all of you once again that I have asked for the nominations for the next XCOM. This XCOM has this 1 month more to go, June. In June end, I would like to hand over to the next XCOM. So for that, again, I would like to request the nominations for all the posts. Any questions about the posts, please feel free to drop a message to me. Now we have actually forgotten what was happening around, but there is one thing which has really disturbed ICG family, and that was loss of Toastmaster Siona's husband. So I don't know why. I would like to request all of you to maintain 1 minute silence. We'll pray for his departed soul. And thank you, all of you. Now, let's pray that all of us are safe and fine, and we meet with same happiness during our next meeting.